Welcome back, second graders. So today we're going to be working on Module 4, Lesson 27. So let's go ahead and get started. Our objective today is we're going to subtract from 200 and from numbers with zeros in the tens place. So let's go ahead and get started with our application problem. Mr. Ramos has 139 pencils and 88 erasers. How many more pencils than erasers does he have? Well, I'm going to start with my number sentence, and it says 139 take away 88, and that equals something. So let's go ahead and find our answer. This is what our tape diagram looks like. You can see on the top I have my pencils, and on the bottom I have my erasers, and I am trying to find the difference. Now to find the difference, I need to subtract. So that's why my number sentence is 139 take away 88. So for this problem, I've decided that I'm just going to use the standard algorithm. So I'm going to look at the numbers in my ones place and the numbers in my tens place. When I look at the numbers in my ones place, I can see that I have more on the top, so no need to stop. That's going to be easy. And then when I get to my tens place, I have more on the floor, so when I get to my tens, I am going to have to go next door. So let's go ahead and get started. I have 9 ones take away 8 ones, and since there's more on the top, I just need to put my 1 down, and that's my answer. Now let's look at our tens. More on the top or more on the floor? More on the floor, so go next door and get 10 more. So we're going to get 10 more, and we're going to turn that 100 into 10 tens. So instead of 3 tens, I have 13 tens. So 13 tens take away 8 is equal to 5. So 5 tens and 1 1 is equal to 51. So that means that Mr. Ramos has 51 more pencils than erasers. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our concept today. I have my place value chart that we're going to be using a lot today, and let's go ahead and look at our tasks that we're going to do today. It says to make 100 with the fewest possible discs. So if I'm going to make 100, that's going to look like this. I just need 1 disc because 100 in the hundreds place is equal to 100. That was easy. Now let's look at our next task. Change 100 for 10 tens. Okay, I can do that. Sending my 100 over, and there are my tens. What is the total value of 10 tens? Well, let's count them. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I have 100. So let's go ahead and take a look at these two models. When I went from 100 to 10 tens, did the value of the number that I had change? Absolutely not. When I looked at those two numbers and I made those two, the number stayed the same. The value of the number is still 100. Okay, let's try something else. Now I have 10 tens. Let's change 1 10 for 10 ones. And there it goes. And there's my 10 ones. What is the total value of place value discs that I have? It's 100, because when I count them, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. It is still 100. The value of this did not change. So let's take a look at the 3 charts that we made. I made a chart with 100, with 10 tens, and then 9 tens and 10 ones. Now, even though my charts all look different, did the value of my number change? No, it did not. And that says absolutely not. It did not change at all. So what did I have on all 3 charts? It's still 100. All 3 charts equal 100. So let's go ahead and use this knowledge that we just learned to solve this problem. I have 100 take away 83. So I'm going to write this problem in vertical form, and let's use my magnifying glass and investigate. So I have 100 and I'm going to take away 83. So I'm looking at the numbers in my ones place, and I don't have any ones to subtract 3 from. I don't have any tens to subtract 8 tens from, but I do have 100. So I'm going to have to rewrite my number so that way I can have some tens and some ones to subtract. So let's see what that's going to look like. First of all, let's start with just making 100. So there's my 100 right there. And then we're going to do what we did on the last place value mat. I need to get some tens, and I also need to get some ones. So let's go. There's my 100, and I have 10 tens. So let's go ahead and get some ones. How am I going to get some ones? Well, I'm going to get some ones from that 10. And when that 10 disappears, I have 10 ones. So now I think I'm ready to subtract 3 ones and 8 tens. But before I do that, let's see what that looks like on the algorithm. So now I no longer have 100. I had 10 tens, but then I needed some ones. So I no longer have 10 tens, I have 9. I traded my 10 for 10 ones. And now that I have my 10 ones, I am ready to subtract. So what is 10 take away 3? That equals 7 ones. And there are my 7 ones that are left. Now I have 9 tens left, so let's go ahead and subtract 8. So there they go, and I only have 1 10 left. Now when we look at our hundreds place, there's nothing there. So 100 take away 83 is equal to 17. Now you're probably looking at this problem saying, wow, that is a lot of unbundling. It does get easier, but you have to practice. So I'm going to take the same problem, 100 take away 83, and is there another way to solve this problem? Yes, there is. You know how we use an arrow way sometimes? Well, sometimes you can start at the 83 and try to get to 100. So let's go ahead and see how we can get to 100 and figure out this problem in another way that might be a little easier for you. So if I'm looking at 83, I'm trying to get to my next friendly number, which is 90. So if I have 3 ones, I need 7 ones to get to my next 10. So now that I got to 90, I just need 10 more to get to 100. Now you can see this popped up right here, 7 plus 10 is equal to 17. Well, I jumped 7 ones and a 10 right here, so 7 plus 10 is equal to 17. And look at that, 100 take away 83 equals 17. So if you don't feel like writing out the algorithm and you're pretty comfortable with arrow ways, then you can use an arrow way to solve those problems. Okay, so let's go back to our place value chart and let's make 200 with the fewest possible discs. So I have 2 hundreds. Okay, now let's change one of those hundreds for 10 tens. I can do that. So there's my 100 and I have 10 tens. So does the value change? What is the total value? Well, I have 100 and then I have 10 tens. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So it's like I have 100 plus 100. So this equals 200. So let's go ahead and compare our two charts. We went from 200s to 110 tens. Did the value change? Absolutely not. It did not change. So what did I have? I had 200. It's still 200, and it doesn't matter which way I wrote it. Okay, let's look at our chart that we had. We have 110 tens. So what if I changed 110 for 10 ones? Okay, there goes my 10, and oh, there's my 10 ones. So I have my 10 ones, and what is the value of this? Well, I have 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. So I have 100 plus 100, so it's 200. So let's go ahead and compare all three mats. So you can see we went from 200s to 110 tens to 109 tens and 10 ones. Did the value change? Is this a different number or is it all the same? The value, nope, did not change. They are all still 200. So I wrote 200 lots of different ways, and we're going to use that knowledge to solve our next problem. 200 take away 78. So the first thing I have to do is write it in the vertical form. So here it is, and I am going to go ahead and put my 200s down, and let's go ahead and investigate. Again, I have a 0 on the top and an 8 on the floor, a 0 on the top and a 7 on the floor. I need 10s and 1s, and I know where I'm going to get them from. I'm going to get them from that 100 right there. So let the unbundling begin. So remember, if I'm trying to get some 1s, I need to go to my 10s, and if there's no 10s, I need to go to my 100s. So here goes my 100 into my 10s, and there are my 10 10s. Now remember, I still need 1s. So let's take a 10 and let's get 10 1s. So now that I have 10 1s, I am ready to subtract. But before I do that, let's show you what this looks like on the algorithm. So now instead of 200s, I have 100, and I did have 10 10s, but then I had to use a 10 to get some 1s. So now I have 9 10s, and then I don't have 0 1s, I have 10 1s. So once I have my algorithm set up and I have my place value chart, now I'm really ready to begin subtracting. So let's look at our 1s place, and I have 10 1s, and let's take away 8. There go my 8 1s, and I am left with 2 1s. Now let's look at our 10s. I have 9 10s, and I need to subtract 7 10s. So there go my 7 10s, and I am left with 2 10s. And let's look at our 100s. I have 100 left, so I just bring that down, and my answer is 100, 2 10s, and 2 1s, or 122. So let's look at this problem again. 200 take away 78, and is there another way to solve this problem? There is. You can go ahead and use an arrow way to solve this problem also. So we're going to go from 78 to 200. So let's see how we're going to do that. We're going to get to our next friendly number. So I know that 78, if I have 8 in the 1s place, I need 2 1s to get to a 0 number, a nice friendly number. So 78 plus 2 is equal to 80. Now, what's our next friendly number? I can go to 90, but I can also go to 100. So 90, 100. 2 10 jumps. So 20 more is 100. And then if I want to go from 100 to 200, well, that's easy. That's 100. So if I look at this right here, 2 plus 20, that's 22 plus 100. So 22 plus 100 is equal to 122. So that means that 20 take away 78 is equal to 122, just like the problem we just solved. All right, I know that that was a lot to learn today, but you guys stuck it out and you did great. So if you have any questions, don't forget to send me a message and let me know. So let's go ahead and practice some problems that we have on Seesaw today. Okay, on Seesaw, I have 3 charts for you, and I want you to tell me what the value is of all 3 charts. Spoiler alert, they are all the same, but what are they? You have to count them up and tell me what is the value of this chart and this chart and this chart, and type it right here for me, or you can write it for me, it's your choice. And then the next problem that we have is from our problem set, and it says 100 take away 4. I already started for you right here, 100. So what I want you to do is use your seesaw tools, make some 10s, make some 1s, cross them off, and it's okay if it looks messy because math is a little messy. And it's also okay if you make some mistakes. We all make mistakes, but remember, math stands for mistakes allow thinking to happen. So try your best and you can do this. So until next time, bye.